game like this, everybody's kind of curious how exactly it's going to kind of play out. Like, what is the goal? And we've got gameplay here for people to see.
Yeah.
So give us a picture into what we're going to be doing in Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts.
So the first thing with Sniper Ghost Warrior contracts is that we've moved to a contract-based style. So we've gone away from the open world, and what we've now got are maps that we can explore. So more sandbox-style maps, and they're based in Siberia. So here's our Siberian map that we've got, and what we're going to do is we're just going to demonstrate the way that the contract system works. And Daniel's going to move forward. He's my games play guy, and here you can start to see what the map actually looks like. So we're going to move forward into this map, and what we're trying to deliver is the ultimate sniping experience. So part of that, for the complete experience, is to do all the different parts. So the first part is the recon. So we can see a couple of guys here, and in the scope, we've redesigned it. So now you can get it up close and personal. It's a bit more like being a voyeur. So there's a grenade on this guy, and I really want Daniel to shoot it, but he won't, because there's a base over there, and we don't want him to alert that base. He's going to move into a different position. So one of the things that we've got in the game is a huge arsenal of weapons. You can upgrade them, and we can do a lot of things here. So these are almost like little mini puzzles. So Daniel's going in, and he's going to switch his bullet to an armor piercing and see if he can get a double kill.
I have to really stop myself from putting the conversation they're having in there and be like, yeah, is your wife pregnant? How up of our long is she?
Well, they're not going to last much longer in their conversations.
No, they're not. So,
do they do a lot of stylization like that for the kills?
There is. I mean, you'll see if we can get through as much. How many minutes we got? About 10 minutes?
Like about
yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Well, we'll be able to show you as much as possible. But again, what we're trying to go for is that kind of like that visceral feel and the flexibility. So here, just showing some of that, is that if we wanted to, we could pick up a weapon. So we could pick up an assault rifle, but we're not going to do that. We're going to move forward, and we've got a base. So first of all, we're going to try and do our recon. And to do recon, we need to get a good vantage point. So we're going to climb up here.
Now with recon, do I get other abilities and skills to make it easier?
Yes, you will. So what we're going to see first off is Daniel's going to switch to binoculars. He's going to go to binoculars, and he's going to scout out the area. He's going to try and find enemies, try and find weak points in the base, and just understand what's around here. So there's a tagging system, so that he's tagging loads of different enemies. He's looking for things like mortars or any threatening things that might be around the area. And also, how are we going to infiltrate the base? If we've got enough time, it'd be great to show him actually infiltrate and get inside this base. So Daniel's going around with the binoculars, but with the game and having this mask, you'll be able to upgrade and get rid of binoculars and just use your mask. Okay, so there's a couple of guys approaching. He didn't secure the area, and he's going to take out these guys. So again, within here, I have no idea how it's going to play out. When he normally kills this guy, he dies and falls into a minefield. He didn't do it this time. It explodes a mine, and then the whole base gets alerted.
Now,
so
something you've been doing is you've been making predictions about what he's going to do, and it either happens or don't happen. I mean, what if he wants to try again or try it a different way?
Again, that's part of this whole thing, is the replayability. The fact that you can handle it in a completely different way. So if you targeted the main contract that we're after here, the guy's gone off. He could have taken a shot, but he wants to complete all the side contracts that you get. He wants to earn as much cash and get as many of the tokens as possible. So he's not going for that. You'll also see on the base there's some little square icons. These are CCTV cameras, and he's going to knock it out with an EMP bullet. The EMP will disable a lot of the electrical systems in the base, and that will make the infiltration a lot easier. So he's going to be able to do that.
Real quick, is the tagging system automatic if you can see it in the binoculars, or do you have to press a button?
It is with the binoculars, but there is different types of tiers, so it depends on what upgrade you've actually got. So sometimes it's manual. If you use a drone, it'll be a different type of system.
Oh, okay, cool.
What does progression feel like in this? If we're hopping from contract to contract, what's the progression feel like?
So the progression is part of making your ultimate sniper, but catering it to the way that you want to play. My playstyle is completely different to Daniel's. Mine's far more aggressive, whereas Daniel's is very, very careful. And I sometimes just want him to blow things up in this base, but he won't do it. So what we've got here is he's used a special type of bullet. He's using tagging bullets, and that helps us to identify any invisible target. So he's spotted a sniper over here, and he wouldn't have seen that with his binoculars, and he didn't have thermal vision as an option for his mask, so he wouldn't have been able to spot them, but he's used a special bullet. So he's going to take these guys out, and he's got to calibrate the scope. So he's calibrating the scope, and we've had a bounty as well. I'll try and describe that in a minute. There's so much stuff going on.
Now, I mean, he knew to shoot that special bullet because he's done it before. How would the player that's not as experienced as him know to use a special bullet in that case?
Again, some of that comes as part of the experience that when you first of all load out, you'll start to see that you have options to load out with, so you can carry a certain amount of bullets with you. And some of it is experimentation, because you can do this. These are like tactical puzzles, so you can do them in so many different ways. You don't have to do it the way that Daniel was playing it. And again, he's just going to take out the snipers, so it clears us a nice path to get in. And Daniel, before you move on, just show some points. So if we wanted to infiltrate the base, he could go in and take a few different, so he could go in that way, or he could take that route, but because we want to show as much sniping as possible, our main target is in that area there, so he's going to shoot through the windows. And if you move to the right, Daniel, there's a vantage point here, which has got a bit more cover, and he's going to try and take the shot from over here. So he's going to make his way over to this part now.
Chat, I want you to make sure to put F's in the chat every time someone gets ripped in the game,
Yes,
okay?
we
Make sure that's
sure.
your job. F's in the chat for every death.
Now, it seems that you have to become a good sniper. He's not just linearly being led along to specific locations. He's having to think like a sniper.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the whole thing that we're trying to deliver, is that complete experience. So you can, I think the great thing about it is that it still leans to different types of play style, and there's no right or wrong way. So here, because he's tagged these guys, he knows where they are. He's using the mask abilities as well. He's scanning the area and looking for trails to get through this minefield. And also, the locations that we have, it's spotting anything like mines, so he can analyze, and he can do things like go up to this guy, he can interrogate, find more information about where the target is, or location of different soldiers, how many soldiers are on the base. But he's not doing that, he's just killing.
You can just put a knife in his ear, you know,
He
either
pretty
one.
much did, yeah.
We can have a nice
Not
chat
very
or a
nice.
knife in the
Not
ear.
very- So he's going to quickly move on so that we can get to this main target, and he should have a clear path. So he should have a nice clear path to that sniping point, and hopefully, okay, so he's got one more guy, and hopefully he hasn't alerted the base. He's alerted the base, so now this is when it goes sideways. And
I was
it's
hoping you'd
just
do that,
emerging gameplay
honestly.
now.
I wanted to see it go a little sideways.
So do I. So did I. But he hates it. Now Daniel's completely under pressure. You should have a camera on him because he's sweating now.
It'll be his first Twitch stream ever. We'll get to see the pressure as he tries to
He's
pull
such
this
a
off.
good guy. He hates it when it goes like this as well, and I'm going, great. So we can see our main target running for it, and it's going to be a very difficult shot. He could try and get him with a armor-piercing bullet and just go through everything. You got him.
Oh, my.
He heard you out here talking all that junk. He decided to show up. We want to make sure we give you an opportunity to tell people where they could learn more about the game and when is it launching.
So on Twitter, it's at SGW Contracts, and if you go to sniperghostwarriorcontracts.com, you'll be able to get more information about the game.
As I